video.
Back with another freaking video, man. Another one.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Hey, so already know, man. You already know we got Larry Elder, man.
But wait,
Listen.
I mean, I've been really liking the new content.
Mm-hmm.
I really have. I'm learning a lot, and I love learning new things.
Yeah, it's educating in a mug, man, and it makes me, every time I seem to watch one of these videos, a door, the limitation door shuts. Boom. Shut that door, and the opportunity door opens up. Because it's like, the limits that we had before you start really getting the research and understanding.
Okay. Yeah.
Sorry, y'all. So this is Denzel, the only Hollywood star telling the truth about race. Let's get it. Larry Elder.
This is about Denzel Washington, not about his acting, which is great. No, this is about his perspective. He's probably the only person in Hollywood speaking the truth about so-called race relations. Now, don't get me wrong. He's nobody's Republican. He probably wouldn't have voted for Donald Trump if you paid him. But
for Black people in particular, do you think that we can truly make change as things are right now?
Well, it starts in the home. You know, if the father's not in the home, the boy will find the father in the streets. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I saw it in my generation and every generation before me and everyone since. It starts in the home. You know, if the streets raise you, then the judge becomes your mother and, and prison becomes your home.
This interviewer was determined to get Denzel Washington to go BMW. For those of you new to the El Dorado Nation, BMW stands for bitch, moan, and whine, and Denzel Washington wasn't having it.
Yeah. I want to just ask you, though, about the issue of race relations, because the film touches upon that. Right now, under President Obama, over the last 8 years, in your mind, have
Denzel, it looked like he was getting ready to do like Man on Fire, or what movie? I wonder what he was in preparation doing there. Because he got that hair that when it go crinkly, he about to do some kind of movie.
Relations improved under his leadership?
Race relationships have to do with race relationships. You're white or whatever you are. I'm black or whatever I am. We're standing here talking now. That's how we get things done. You can't legislate love. The President of the United States can't legislate us into liking each other. We have to step forward and ask questions about each other and engage. There's no law that says, because I'm president, you all got to get along now. So it's up to us.
He tried again. Denzel, talk to me about systemic, institutional, structural, foundational, endemic racism. And Denzel Washington wasn't going with it.
There's been so many protests in America, especially during the election. Black Lives Matter movement, for example, and those issues. Has that movement in particular, the Black Lives Matter movement, helped race relations or not in America?
Well, listen, we live in America, and in America we have the freedom to express ourselves. We shouldn't take that for granted. So whatever the movements are, whether you agree with them or don't, they have the right to express themselves. So that's one of the great things about being in this country, that you do have the right to protest.
You see, here's the deal.
And I like what he said. He didn't show no bias on that. If he was biased, he'd be like, yeah, this was Black Lives Matter. I feel like, no, he just said, hey, y'all can do it. You can do whatever you want to in this country. This country gives us the ability to do what we want. That was a good. Truth. He was like, I ain't picking no side. He might not even be feeling that.
And you're not about to get me caught up and twist my words around and say that I said something I
didn't
say. Ha!
Smart man.
Smart
man.
Smart. He's been in the game long enough to know
understand
really well how to play it. So let's go, Denzel.
Denzel Washington is not a victocrat. He knows damn well why so many blacks are involved in the criminal justice system.
Of course.
It was something I read where you talked about your people from Mount Vernon saying that, like they've done like 40 years in the penitentiary together. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, and, incarceration rates in America has been a problem, especially as opposed to minorities. And Roman delves into the issues around the legal system. Do you think we've made any headway in the legal system?
I think it's more important to make headway in our own house. By the time the system comes into play, the damage is done. They're not locking up 7-year-olds.
And see, what I like how he's shifting the responsibility that it's not on what's something that's outside of your house first. It's going to start within your house first.
Yep. And let me tell you how I know he's right. Because Denzel, when I worked for Boys and Girls Club of America, was a heavy proponent for the Boys and Girls Club of America. The origin of the kid, the youthful stage. Mm-hmm. He was involved. I got to see him. I got to see him up there. You know, I got to see what he does for BGCA. I wasn't there when he came to the main headquarters, but he was, everything that he taught was about from the standpoint of youth, for getting them
youth development, positive youth development. Yeah, I love it.
Before the system.
But I like here how he's just talking about who's responsible instead of wanting to blame people that's outside of you. Who's responsible?
Because that's what the media, CNN, all them, they want to make it seem like we're so messed up. What are we gonna do? No, where does it start? He said start at the household. That's where it's messed up.
Let's go.
Yeah.
You know, I was in Chicago a couple of 3-4 weeks ago, and we saw these little kids on bikes with masks on the side of their head, like 5 or 6 of them. Yep. And the driver said, "Yeah, they're little yummies." I said, "Who?" He said, "Little yummies. Look up, Google Little Yummy." Little Yummy was an 11-year-old murderer.
Wow.
And you look at his picture, you'll see the headshot of him, and he's like this. And he got murdered at 11 by a 14-year-old.
Oh.
Who's doing life now, and a 16-year-old.
That makes no sense.
You blame the system? Where was his father? It starts in the house. It starts in the home. And yeah, well, my father got locked up. Well, where was his father?
Yeah.
And Mr. Washington talked about the friends he grew up with and what happened to them.
Like I did talk about my 3 closest friends, and they did, 15 to 25. One did 28, this and that. I was the only one of the 3 that had a father in my life, even though my parents were together. But I still had a father who was a gentle man.
Charleston White.
And a good example.
Yeah.
And they didn't. We can blame the system if we want, but they didn't lock any of us up at 7.
Yeah.
Charleston White was just talking about we said on the interview how they didn't have a dad, and then so the guy who had the dad, everybody looked at him like, "Oh man, it's a dad over there." Mm-hmm. Guaranteed the upbringing of the dad was different than the upbringing of the no dad, and that's a big thing.
Of course. Because
you're gonna go find dad probably using the wrong place.
Yep.
We were all doing enough to get locked up at 13. My parents sent me in another direction. They didn't have anybody to help them, and they kept doing what they was doing.
The formula for success: hard work, focus, commitment, persistence, perseverance, sacrifice, and believing in yourself.
Yeah.
But remember, dreams without goals are just dreams. And they ultimately fuel disappointment. So have dreams, but have goals. Life goals, yearly goals, monthly goals, daily goals. I try to give myself a goal every day. Sometimes it's just to not curse somebody out. Simple goals, but have goals.
Oh, that's right.
And understand that to achieve these goals, you must apply discipline.
Yes.
And consistency. In order to achieve your goals, you must apply discipline, which you have already done, and consistency every day, not just on Tuesday and miss a few days. You have to work at it every day. You have to plan every day. You've heard the saying, we don't plan to fail, we fail to plan. Hard work works.
Yeah.
Working really hard is what successful people do.
That's
and
right.
in this text, tweet, twerk world that you've grown up in, remember, just because you're doing a lot more doesn't mean you're getting a lot more done. Remember that. Just because you're doing a lot more doesn't mean you're getting a lot more done.
That's right.
Don't confuse movement with progress. My mother told me, she said, yeah, because you can run in place all the time and never get anywhere.
That's right.
So continue to strive, continue to have goals, continue to progress.
Quite a contrast from this.
Being a black man in America isn't easy.
Man, it's society.
The hunt is on. And you're the prey. All I'm saying is, survive.
To this.
We all have different talents. Some of you will be doctors.
Night and day. I see where he going with this.
Yes.
Because most people I know are taught on the Minister Society side, not the Denzel side.
Just survive. No, thank you.
Some lawyers, some scientists, some educators, some nurses, some teachers. Yeah, okay. Some preachers. The most selfish thing you can do in this world is help someone else. Why is it selfish? Because the gratification, the goodness that comes to you, the good feeling that I get from helping others, nothing's better than that.
That's right.
Not jewelry, not big house I have, not the cars, but it's the joy. That's where the joy is in helping others. That's where the success is.
And at the top of Denzel Washington's list of things to do to become successful, put God first.
In helping others. Finally, I pray that you put your slippers way under the bed tonight, so that when you wake up in the morning, you have to get on your knees to reach them.
Let's go.
Amen.
And while you're down there, say thank you for grace.
Yeah.
Thank you for mercy. Thank you for understanding. Thank you for wisdom. Thank you for parents. Thank you for love. Thank you for kindness. Thank you for humility. Thank you for peace. Thank you for prosperity. Say thank you in advance for what's already yours. That's how I live my life. That's why I am. One of the reasons why I am today. Say thank you in advance for what is already yours.
That's
True
right.
desire in the heart for anything good is God's proof to you sent beforehand to indicate that it's yours already.
Let's go.
I'll say it again.
That's right. I love how to say, repeat that.
True desire in the heart, that itch that you have, whatever it is you want to do, that thing that you want to do to help others and to grow and to make money, that desire, that itch, that's God's proof to you, sent beforehand already to indicate that it's yours.
Yeah.
And anything you want good, you can have. So claim it. Work hard to get it. When you get it, reach back. Pull someone else up.
That's right.
Each one, teach one.
That's right.
Don't just aspire to make a living. Aspire to make a difference.
Now,
Let's
because
go.
this dastardly black conservative said good things about Denzel Washington, I hope he doesn't get canceled. I don't think he will.
No.
I'm Larry Elder, and we've got a country to save. I'll see you next time.
Let's go.
Oh,
Ooh, that's what I needed. That inkling in your spirit lets you know that that's God's way of saying, that's it. Do it, do it, do it. I love it. We have to take responsibility for our own lives.
and that's the key.
Yep.
Once you take responsibility for your situation, you help a lot more other people.
Yeah. Then
Accountability
you can change your
first.
life. Then you can change your
And
life.
then you can help your family change their life.
Yep. The ones that want to.
Accountability first.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Like always, like, comment, subscribe. Don't take a nosedive, but comment in the section below. I know we got some more for you, and y'all want some more. Let's go, man. So we're going to bring it back at you.
See you in the next video, guys.
Bye.